Ladies and gentlemen, I take pride just in being now the acting person just to combine the preceding lectures with the awarding ceremony. Just a few words on the MTZ-Award for Systembiologie in application to the medicinal sciences should be given here. Systembiologie in Germany started some decades ago at some institutes with some pioneering work of researchers like Professor Gillis, the late Professor Heinrich, Professor Holzhütter, who is in the audience, and Professor Lengeler, a microbiologist. Now, in 2001, BMBF started an initiative to say we should have a 10 years period of a major national program in systems biology. This was very early if you look around the world who was acting in systems biology. But BMBF said we should have this interdisciplinary research field, and we should bring together experimentalists and then model builders and simulation. So they were not used to cooperate. They had different disciplines, different faculties. And BMBF and then its project agency, Projektträger Jülich, have now, in the meantime, created a broad portfolio of funded research initiatives. You may see this in the booth of the BMBF. There's a long list on different consortia projects, national research programs. Actually, it's about in the financial framework of some 300 million euros, which are spent in Germany for running research initiatives in systems biology. And beyond that, Germany is engaged also in European initiatives like SysMo2 and SysTerra, which is the national cooperation with Slovenia, and then also now freshly printed ERA-SysBio Plus. So this is a national initiative, and it likes to place Germany in a leading position at the front line of systems biology. Actually, there is a brochure outside, just freshly printed on systems biology, as a pity only in German language. Is that true, Gisela? Yeah. Maybe I should recommend to have also an English print. But on the web? Yeah. Okay, so it gives a very, very broad impression of the many activities and the many groups working now in Germany. Now, what did BMBF have in mind in funding? First of all, getting a platform for cross-fertilization of faculties, which were not used to speak with each other. And then support progress in life science, because there was an overwhelming body of information. Actually, yesterday, I think it was Hans Nobel who said, we have many information, but we need knowledge. We should put this down in scientific progress, and then in the end, by the decades, in medical utility. Now, molecular biology, cellular biology, spend a lot of experimental work in technologies, in genome sequencing, deep genome sequencing, genomics, functional genomics, and by high throughput devices, microfluidics. And then we got this in the application to study pharmacodynamics on the cellular level, signal transduction pathways, networks, and circuits interconnectivities. And then, of course, also data from in vivo imaging came in on a high submicroscopic solution, and even looking for spatial and temporal dynamics. So this was overwhelming, and this should be, let's say, developed for a better understanding of cellular biology. Then the aim of the German ministry was to create clusters, maybe under one roof, or a virtual center, which means cooperation across states, across institutes, university, Max Planck, Helmholtz research societies, and integrated companies, clusters where people worked in an unprecedented cooperative mood. And then, of course, and I feel there's still much work to be done harmonize data management, data handling, and getting systems which can be used by several groups and speaking the same, let's say, technical language, even across Europe. That is a topic to be worked on in the coming years. Now, the last but not the least was to create a school of talented researchers and then fund them, give them a chance to do research by postdoc position, graduate grants, and young investigator school. And this is now the place where the MTZ Foundation comes in. Well, this contest now looked for scientific excellence of young people on their way to have a scientific career. And as a criteria, as you see it, was a, let's say, an integral of several components. One is complementation of systems biology to medical sciences. The other one is contribution to systems biology as a research area. And then overall scientific excellence of the applicants, originality of the research projects, and then his or her contribution to the scientific knowledge by his or her publication track and his or her appearance as the leading author of that paper. And this is now, let's say, an integral, because our three awardees, persons nominated for award, then fall into different sums of these different topics. The evaluation, first of all the applications was done by an external review panel, and then you were the audience today. Maybe we had to measure applauses, but we thought we should first of all discuss also another item. This is the MTZ Foundation said if, and there were female applicants, they should have a chance based on equivalence to the male competitors. So MTZ Foundation also took the right to say if a woman applicant is of equivalent talent, then she will also be looked for. Happily, we did not run into, let's say, in this, let's say, gender bias, because excellence was the first item to be looked for. Now, the awardees now is Thomas Mayward. You heard him by a video transmission, and he had his doctoral thesis on dynamical modeling of biological systems. The tutor was Professor Jens Timmer, so he is a Freiburgian. But as a pity, you had let him go to Harvard, to Petersburg, which is not a bad address. One of the best ones, you know. And I think now in this, let's say, talent transplantation, hopefully we will get Americans in there. So it's a one-to-one relation, hopefully. Okay. The second one is Dr. Stefan Leggevi had his thesis, Systems Biology Analysis of Intercellular Signal Transaction with Dr. Hans-Peter Herzl at the Institute for Theoretical Biology at Berlin Humboldt University, and he went then to the German Cancer Research Center. Third, but not last, Dr. Edda Schulz. You heard here a lecture on the mathematical and experimental analysis of regulatory networks in T helper cells. So actually I have to correct, it's not just one tutor, Professor Hilfer, but it's also Dr. Luca Mariani and Dr. Andreas Waldbuch. And actually this also signals that some of the theses, and all three of them, were products of inter-institutional cooperation. Now she moved over to Institut Curie at Paris. Now we had two of the awardees who went to other countries, and I hope we have also now a feeling that German education and scientific training makes people attractive to become postdocs or even going for a career. And there are examples where some of our systems biologists went to America and became appointed professors there. So it's now a good sign that we get more and more international.